was talking to someone not so long ago, it was last week, about the value of satsang versus the transmissions, where they fit together, how they fit together. And it's very easy to see satsang as, oh, it's going into the intellect, it's going into the thought process, it's going into the narration, it's going into the story. But for me, there is great value to addressing that side of things. Because often, if the mind is very engaged and very eager to have its queries answered, there can be this energetic pull or loyalty to that. And often what I find is when we address, almost from the top down, we address in the mind, it allows the mind to settle right down energetically into the heart. And we start to then be open to that which is prior to the mind. You know, there are some teachers or teachings that are, and it's not to judge that at all, that it works for some people in a certain place, but it's not my way particularly. To be uncompromising and no, that's just the mind, that's just the mind, that's just the mind. While not untrue, awakening is an embodied process. We are here, we are awakening to our nature that is beyond the human, but it is our nature, the divine nature, that is lived as the human. So this is where the mind has to come along for the ride, so to speak. It has to be seen in its proper context. It's limited, temporary context, for sure. Not the almighty person that we believe ourselves to be, the I, the small self, but an important aspect that does show up. So this is where I see the context of satsang is it helps that process of the mind to let go of its reins, to sink into the heart of being, to go beyond the mind. So we can use the mind to go beyond the mind. And this is what satsang is in many ways. And it's always pointing to that which is beyond the mind. This is true self-inquiry. It's not a question that is needing to be answered by the mind. It is a question that allows us to go beyond all questions into the direct experiential, observational knowingness of what is true. So it's almost like there are pebbles dropping into the ocean or the lake. These thoughts, these questions, they drop us into being. And on that note, I feel because there are a few new faces or people who haven't been here for a while equally, I want to just mention and encourage you to never take anything that I or anyone else says for its own sake. This is just knowledge. If you take something that I say or someone else says or something you've read or any of that, and you drop it into your own experience, measure it against your own experience, this is where it becomes useful. This is where it goes from knowledge into knowingness. Always come back to your own direct experience. You use my words, my pointings or others' pointings as a jumping off point, a yardstick, so to speak, to see what is true. Otherwise, it's useless. You can learn the words that I'm saying. Sure, you can get the recording of this and write them down or memorize them, but they're useless. They're absolutely useless. They're pointing to something in your own experience. That's where it becomes very useful. All of this is about the truth and the clarity of your own experience. Nothing more, nothing less. Who and what we really are.